Hello, my name is Nick from nosmallcreator. We are a collective of individuals from all over the globe
that create content on YouTube.
We have various backgrounds from filmmaking and graphic design
to office, construction, engineers, and digital consultants.
And voiceover artists like myself. We want to talk in real time
about how COVID-19 is affecting us in the regions that we live in.
So that we can connect as a whole without the government
or media agendas interfering with any narrative.
We will post weekly or as often as we can. We're taking videos from each region and putting them
together to create one voice about the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are all affected,
no matter where we live. We aim to show
unity and solidarity amongst the various countries
to help us feel closer together even though we may be oceans apart.
Previously on Apart But United.
In Western Australia, at least, we're doing a really good job.
An American living on Gotland.
I found out a cousin of mine was just tested.
It's come with challenges, times where it's been hard work.
It also seems as if Pennsylvania is on the map.
It's just difficult. Everything is difficult.
Not everybody has been dealing with it the same way.
But there are a lot of opportunities that are now being canceled.
Parents have now become teachers. I'm a gym teacher, an art teacher. All you teachers out there, I appreciate you just a little bit more.
I've lived in Nairobi since I was about 5 years old. Nairobi is complex, more than I can explain right now, but what I can say is Nairobi is beautiful and Nairobi never sleeps, not even during the pandemic. The hustler mentality remains strong, can't stop, won't stop. Between the cars on the highway at 2 a.m. after curfew, the mama mbogas I see selling vegetables on the side of the road anytime I go to the store, and my own overly driven personality, I haven't stopped. I work and do school online. This has been my routine for a while now. The pandemic didn't make me stop. But this week, I slowed down. I didn't create a website or post an inspirational picture on Instagram. I didn't try and grow my Twitter, post on YouTube, or be anyone to anyone.
There is a lesson to be learned during this time, and I don't want to be too driven to learn it.
Alright, so in this week's episode, we are talking about how we are surviving this whole thing. And I gotta be honest, I almost feel like I've had some experience with this for the past 3 months prior to all this happening, because that's how long I was without a job, and I was trying to figure out how I can keep myself busy, and all the things I did then I'm now doing. On the days I don't work, I usually wake up and make myself some breakfast, usually a cup of coffee and whatever the heck I feel like making. Apparently this morning it was oatmeal, to which I then proceed to go sit in my living room and watch Good Mythical Morning or something. It's also during this time I usually try to figure out what on earth I'm doing with the rest of my day. Often it's go for a run, for which I will run roughly 4 to 5 miles depending on how I'm feeling. Then once I get back, I clean myself up and figure out what projects I can work on to keep myself busy. So recently it's been updating my website to Squarespace and dealing with that mess of getting my domain transferred from Bluehost to Squarespace, and it's also been filming videos for my channel when I have the creative energy for it. I've also been filming these entries for the world to see, and I hope you guys are liking each episode. But minorly unrelated to this whole video series, this shirt came in yesterday from Cloak Brand, and on the back is separate and together, which is the whole concept of this video series.
Hola, mi nombre es Lucía García y vivo en España, en Madrid. Aquí, como sabéis, la situación se puso complicada muy rápido. Y ahora mismo estamos en cuarentena, llevamos un mes y algo en cuarentena, pero en estas últimas semanas ha empezado la fase de descenso. Los niños ya pueden salir a la calle, es decir, los niños menores de 14 años pueden salir acompañados de un adulto, que esto se puso hace unos días. Luego este sábado ya vamos a poder salir a hacer deporte individual en distintas franjas horarias según la edad. Por ejemplo, yo puedo salir de 6 de la mañana a 10 de la mañana y de 8 de la tarde a 11 de la noche. Y esto ya es genial porque llevamos muchísimo tiempo en cuarentena, estamos en casa, solo pueden salir la gente que tenga perro y solo para comprar. Creo que en estos momentos y en esta situación lo que se ha demostrado que mejor funciona, y una de las cosas que mejor tenemos en España, es la sanidad pública, ya que pues si no, a lo mejor para todos los infectados que ha habido, muchas de las personas no se hubieran podido pagar la medicación. Entonces creo que es algo fundamental la sanidad pública, porque el coronavirus no entiende o sea, no diferencia, afecta a todos. Entonces, a diferencia de otros países, nosotros tenemos la suerte de tener sanidad pública y de que en los hospitales te atiendan a todos de forma gratuita. Quiero aprovechar este vídeo para dar reconocimiento a los verdaderos héroes que hay en este momento, que son todos los médicos, todos los doctores, las doctoras que están todos los días sin descanso trabajando en los hospitales, en los que tienen que tomar decisiones tan difíciles como a quién poner respiradores y a quién no, ya que no tenemos recursos suficientes. O sea, actualmente se está decidiendo a quién dar los recursos, a quién dar la vida, ya que no hay respiradores suficientes. Es decir, quien tenga más probabilidades de sobrevivir, quien sea más joven, es al que se lo van a dar. Y quiero pensar que dentro de nada vamos a poder estar abrazando a nuestros familiares, a nuestros amigos y volviéndonos a dar besos todos.
I am going to be showing you how I keep up during the coronavirus pandemic through archery. One of the things I've been doing is organizing all of my gear in my toolbox here. All of my different nocks, lithium batteries, my points, U2I vanes in here for my arrows. The second thing that I've been doing to just do something during this quarantine is to keep up with my targets. This is a 3D lynx that I just bought. Maintain my targets. We just got this target here that I can shoot on. We built this wonderful stand so that the rain doesn't come on top of the target. Finally, the last thing that I've been doing for archery during quarantine is just practice, because even though everything has basically stopped, there will be competitions in the future, and it's really going to depend on how much we practice. My advice to you would be, if there's a hobby that you really love or something that you want to do, I would recommend that if you can do it during quarantine, to go ahead and do it and practice it. You're an awesome shooting buddy, Hennifer.
I'm about to start building a straw bale house. Getting the plans drawn up took ages, about 9 months. Then getting them engineered and approved by the local council added another 6 months. By the time the building permit came through, I was really champing at the bit to get started. It landed in my inbox right as the COVID-19 pandemic kicked off in Australia. With all the restrictions in place, I figured I was totally screwed, basically, because I wouldn't be able to buy the materials I needed and nobody would want to talk with me, let alone work side by side. But it's turning out to be okay. Construction is considered to be an essential business, so all the hardware stores are still open and contractors are happy to meet me on site to talk about my project. That's actually my husband. I didn't film any of the real contractors. I was worried about the regional travel bans because I live in one region and my new house build is in another region. But the building permit was enough to get me through the blockade.
Purpose of travel, ma'am?
I'm building a house.
Okay, safe travels.
Wow, friendly.
COVID has unsettled a lot of people and their jobs. There's freelance jobs that aren't available to me anymore, but you know, I'm keeping busy. In times like these, what I've noticed is when you have a technical skill, you are busy around the clock. We're very gradually seeing business open up here in Michigan. So much anger and protesting though. People are just sick of being stuck at home and want out. Now, if there's anything that's awesome about having a big family and lots of siblings, I am never at a loss for fun things to do. Trampoline time, card games, music nights. When we come out of the other side of this, life will be different. And that's something that I think all of us are realizing more and more. Even though my life has gotten faster, not slower, it's made me realize what's really important and appreciating that.
I have some really random information just kind of spread out. Things have developed since the last episode of this series, but there has been a spike as far as total confirmed cases. As of beginning of May, it's 49 confirmed cases and 3 deaths. Restaurants are only allowed to serve at tables and people have to stay within space when they're lining up. They depend on a lot of migrant workers to do a lot of the farming things. And I had a really interesting conversation with my father-in-law about how he's just very concerned about the food situation here because Gotland is very dependent on export. The prices of some fruits have increased and we kind of expect that to happen more and more as it becomes more difficult to get fruits. That's what's happened this last week on Gotland, Sweden.
So, going food shopping with the daughter, gotta wear these masks. Aside from a minor inconvenience, it really isn't that bad. One of the things I don't like about the masks is nobody can see me smiling at them, and I can't see anybody else smiling. So like when you kind of like swerve into somebody on accident, like you see how I'm smiling now and you can't see it, and it's just weird. It's awkward. Since the pandemic has began, I've been placed on leave until it's safe to go back to work. My day also consists of chores during the day, and my wife does night classes, and she also works during the day in a long-term care facility. Today we did some art, and the boys played some football, and then they rode their bikes. Being the gym teacher that I am, I did it in my own unique way. Okay, soldiers, go. 2, 3, 4, hit. 2, 3, 4. I want to see some hustle, gentlemen. And then I decided the boys needed a haircut. Ooh! Granted, the haircut is not perfect, but they're still adorable. Can't wait to see you guys next week.